Today's flashback movie is the remake of the crime thriller, The Taking of Pelham 123, from 2009. And we're going to look a little at the background of the movie, what it's about, and who the stars were, as well as any work they might have done before or since. If you like what you see, please consider helping me out by giving it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then you could even subscribe to the channel. That would be great. The Taking of Pelham 123 was released in June 2009 by Columbia Pictures, with a running time of 1 hour and 3/4. The story was written by Brian Helgeland and based on the novel by Morton Friedgood, actually writing as John Godey. The movie itself was directed by Tony Scott. Filming was done in Manhattan with a budget of $100 million, and the worldwide gross reached a little over $150 million. Not exactly a box office smash. Chaos reigns in the New York City subway system when heavily armed criminals, led by a mastermind named Ryder, hijack a subway train and threaten to kill everyone on board unless a large ransom is paid. Dispatcher Walter Garber uses his extensive knowledge of the transit system in a bid to outwit the hijackers and save the hostages. But one question remains. Even if the hijackers get their money, how can they possibly escape? For an action thriller, I found this movie to be a bit too dialogue heavy. However, the short time limits imposed on the movie plot makes everything rushed and immediate, as if things are happening right now, and it does manage to give viewers that sense of urgency and adrenaline. However, I do think the emotional side is underdeveloped, especially with Walter Garber's wife and family. His wife seems to be just some disposable character who could have been explored so much more.
Okay, I'm gonna need the R train to switch over to the express tracks at 34th Street.
Unlock the door, do it now or I'll kill you.
The main protagonist is Walter Garber, an MTA subway dispatcher pressed into the role of a negotiator after a train full of passengers is hijacked. The enigmatic Denzel Hayes Washington Jr., born in Mount Vernon, New York in 1954, plays the role of the dispatcher. Described as an actor who reconfigured the concept of classic movie stardom, Washington first gained prominence in the medical dramas and elsewhere in the 1980s. He won his first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role as Private Silas Tripp in the Civil War drama Glory in 1989. Throughout the 1990s, he established himself as a leading man and has starred in movies like Malcolm X, The Pelican Brief, Philadelphia and Training Day in 2001, for which he won his second Academy Award, this time for Best Actor. Since then, he's starred in the likes of American Gangster, The Book of Eli, and Unstoppable, to name but a few. Since his stint on Some Elsewhere at the beginning of his career, Washington doesn't really do television work, apart from the odd narration or voiceover. Living in Los Angeles, California, Denzel has been married to Pauletta since 1983, and they have 4 children together. Actor, singer and prominent Scientologist John Joseph Travolta was born in New Jersey in 1954 and played Dennis Ryder Ford, the leader of the hijackers, who was also known as Mr. Blue. Travolta made his screen debut on the television sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter, before winning a role in the 1976 movie Carrie. But there is no doubt that he shot to stardom with his next 2 movies, Saturday Night Fever and Grease, followed by Urban Cowboy in 1980. His acting career declined throughout the 1980s, but he enjoyed a resurgence in the 1990s, which actually started with 1989's Look Who's Talking, and he went on to star in the likes of Pulp Fiction, Get Shorty, Face Off and Hairspray. Travolta was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor for his performances in both Saturday Night Fever and Pulp Fiction. In 2016, he returned to television in the first season of the anthology series American Crime Story, in which he played lawyer Robert Shapiro. Travolta was in a relationship with actress Diana Hyland until her death from breast cancer in 1977. In 2009, Travolta's son Jet died at age 16 while on a Christmas vacation in the Bahamas. From 1991 until her death, yet again from breast cancer in 2020, Travolta lived with wife Kelly Preston in Florida, and they had 3 children together. Born in Westwood, New Jersey, 1961, James Gandolfini played the under-pressure New York City mayor. Prior to the beginning of his acting career in the early 90s, Gandolfini worked as a bartender and club manager in Manhattan, and perhaps his first major movie role was that of Virgil, the brutal mob enforcer in 1993's True Romance. Since then, he's gone on to appear in the likes of Crimson Tide, Get Shorty, The Mexican, and Killing Them Softly. However, he's without doubt best known for his role as Tony Soprano in the long-running TV series The Sopranos. Having lived in New Jersey his whole life, Gandolfini was married to producer Marcy Wodarski from 1999 to 2002, and then actress Deborah Lynn from 2008 until he died from a heart attack in Rome in 2013. He had a child from each of his relationships. Known for his contributions to the independent film movement, John Michael Turturro was born in Brooklyn in 1957 and played the NYPD's hostage negotiator, Lieutenant Vincent Camonetti. Turturro's movie career actually began back in 1980 with a non-speaking part in Martin Scorsese's Raging Bull. His mainstream breakthrough, however, came with Spike Lee's 1989 movie Do the Right Thing, and during the 90s he went on to appear in Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink and The Big Lebowski. Other movies he has starred in include Quiz Show, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and Fading Gigolo. Turturro has also starred in a number of recent TV shows, including as the Rabbi Lionel Bengelsdorf in The Plot Against America, Irving in Severance, and as the voice of Goat in Green Eggs and Ham. Having lived in Park Slope, Brooklyn since 1988, Turturro has been married to actress Catherine Borovitz since 1985, and they have 2 children together. Luis Guzman was born in Puerto Rico in 1956 and raised in New York City's Greenwich Village and the surrounding Lower East Side neighbourhood. He played the former MTA motorman Phil Ramos, who is also known as Mr. Green and a member of the hijacking team. Guzman began his career as a social worker and moonlighted as an actor, eventually becoming heavily involved in street theatre and independent films. With a career that began in the early 80s, his numerous movie credits include Carlito's Way, Rise to Power, and Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. On the small screen, Guzman is known for his roles as Jose Rodriguez Gasha in Narcos and Jesse Salander in Code Black, but more recently he has also starred as Mikey O'Shea in Shameless. Guzman currently resides in Cabo, Vermont with his wife Angelita Galarza Guzman, whom he married in 1985, and they have 5 children together. Character actor Michael Rispoli was born in New York in 1960 and played Garber's boss and head of MTA's Rail Control Centre, John Johnson. Having begun his career in the early 90s when he appeared as Joe Jr. in While You Were Sleeping, Rispoli is famous for his thick New York accent and was actually a contender for Gandolfini's role of Tony Soprano in The Sopranos, but ultimately had to settle for playing Jackie Aprile Sr. in the first season. Other movies he has appeared in include Summer of Sam, Kick-Ass and The Rum Diary. On the small screen, Rispoli has enjoyed a number of roles since The Sopranos, and has most recently played Detective Roy Giordano in Feed the Beast, Richie Sanson in Billions, and Rudy Pipolo in The Deuce. Rispoli has been married to Natalie Crawford since 1993, and they have 3 children together. Actor and writer Benga Temitope Akinabe was born in Washington, Columbia in 1978 and played the hostage Wallace. Akinabe was the first of his family to be born in the United States and grew up in Maryland. His movie debut came when he appeared as Jimmy in The Savages with Philip Seymour Hoffman in 2007, and he has since gone on to appear in Edge of Darkness and Knucklehead. Akinabe's television career started a year earlier in 2006, but really took off when he won the role of Chris Partlow in The Wire. Since then, he has portrayed Kelly Slater in Nurse Jackie, Tom in The Following, and most recently, Larry Brown in The Deuce. Akinabe, whose parents are from Nigeria, is also a freelance writer for the New York Times and was a star wrestler in college. Frank Wood was born in 1960 and played Police Commissioner Sterman. Wood is another of the cast that has made an appearance on The Sopranos and began his career in the late 90s. Of the movies he's appeared in, he is perhaps best known for 13 Days, Michael Clayton, and most recently as Dr. Stoner in Joker. On the small screen, he's appeared as Greg in Flight of the Conchords, Mr. Havishorn in The Nick, and enjoyed on-off appearances on Law & Order Special Victims Unit as Andrew Lennox and then Dr. Truman. Wood is the brother of US Senator and New Hampshire Governor Maggie Hassan. John Benjamin Hickey was born in Plano, Texas in 1963 and played Deputy Mayor LaSalle. With an acting career that began in the early 90s, most of Hickey's parts were in small supporting roles until he appeared as Mark Boland in The Ice Storm towards the end of the decade. Since then he's appeared in movies such as Flight Plan, Flags of Our Fathers and Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Most recently, Hickey has appeared as Sean Tolkien in The Big Sea and as Frank Winter in Manhattan, but he has also had appearances in the likes of Law & Order, Heartland and Modern Family. Hickey is openly gay, and since 2003 his partner has been screenwriter and television producer Jeffrey Richman. Born in Edmonton, Alberta in 1959, Canadian actor Gary Basaraba played the role of Jerry Pollard, the original motorman of the hijack train. Best known for playing American police officers, Basaraba began his acting career in 1987, appearing in a couple of episodes of Miami Vice, and made his movie debut the following year as the Apostle Andrew in the cutting-edge art movie The Last Temptation of Christ. Quite a contrast. Other movies that he's known for include playing Grady Kilgore in Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe, Mitch in Suburbicon, and most recently Frank Fitzsimmons in The Irishman. On the small screen he appeared as Sergeant Richard Santoro on Brooklyn South and Officer Ray Heckler on the critically acclaimed but short-lived Boomtown, as well as Herb Renner in a few episodes of Mad Men. Basaraba remains a Canadian citizen, but has enjoyed a career primarily in the United States, having resided in New York City and Los Angeles for over 30 years. Ramon Rodriguez was born in Puerto Rico in 1979 and grew up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. He played the MTA train dispatcher Delgado. Rodriguez began his career in 2005 with the role of Angel Rodriguez in the direct-to-video film Carlito's Way, Rise to Power, and the recurring role of Kevin Vasquez on 2 episodes of Rescue Me. Other movies he has appeared in include Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Battle Los Angeles, and Need for Speed. However, he is possibly better known for the roles he has played on the small screen, which include Damien Ortiz in Daybreak, Ronaldo in The Wire, and Ryan Lopez in Gang Related. Then, in 2018, he started playing Ben Cuz in The Affair. Ramon's basketball skills led him to score some TV commercials, and he even had a basketball scholarship in Michigan at the age of 14. Robert Bartach was born in Manhattan in 1976 and played the young stammering hijacker Emery. Bartach only started his acting career in 2009, and this was his first movie appearance. He has since played the Albanian hostage in Dead Man Down. Bartach has also had a few small supporting roles on television, including as Jerry in the pilot of Unforgettable, the taxi driver in the pilot of Prime Suspect USA, and as Garrick Sarkisian in The Blacklist, none of which have led yet to further work. Let's hope he gets a break soon. Child actor Jake Richard Siciliano was born in 1998 and played the 8-year-old boy held hostage with his mum. Again, this was Siciliano's first movie role, and he has since played Scotty in Solitary Man, Sammy in Mr. Softy, Elmer Gravlaki in An Invisible Sign, and the Skype Son in Shame. On the small screen, Siciliano started his career as Finn in Lipstick Jungle, but most recently has enjoyed his most successful acting role as Martin Soloway on the TV series The Affair. Let's hope it leads to many more opportunities in the future. Born in San Francisco in 1969, Anjanu Ellis played Garber's wife, Therese. Anjanu began her acting career in the theatre in 1995 and made her movie debut in Girls Town the following year. She is perhaps best known for her roles in the movies Men of Honor, Undercover Brother, Ray and The Help in 2011. On television, Anjanu had a regular role in the police drama series High Instant, and later had recurring roles on The Practice, True Blood and The Mentalist. In 2015, she played the leading role in the miniseries The Book of Negroes, based on a best-selling novel by Lawrence Hill. She has also starred in Quantico, When They See Us and Lovecraft County. Tonya Pantano was born in 1961 and played Regina, the MTA conductor on the hijack train. Tonya's movie career started back in 1984 with a part in the Jesse Owens story, but since then she has appeared in The Hurricane, The Company Men and Roxanne, amongst others. On the small screen, she may be best known as Halia James on the TV show Weeds, but she has also appeared in shows such as Law & Order, Sex and the City, Monk and Third Watch. She was diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 35 and suffered a stroke in 2005.